Hey there, this is Buford, and thanks for checking out this video. Week 4 of Dragonflight Season 3 is in the books, and it was a good week for me in Mythic Plus. I wasn't able to get into a raid group this week to clear a Murdersill, but that was more of an effort issue than anything else. I wanted to focus my available playtime on doing Mythic Plus, even though it was a dreaded tyrannical week. This past week was the Dragonflight Dungeon weekly event, so each dungeon run dropped an extra piece of loot, which meant I was able to snag a couple upgrades while filling all my vault slots. I also upped the ante on key levels I ran this week, which means I would see some higher eye level item options in my vault. I did a ton of runs that weren't for score and was just an attempt on getting some new items, but I was able to push myself and get my Mythic Plus score to 1056 for the week. This was the second tyrannical week of the season, and I've got to say it seems like tyrannical weeks are going to be substantially more difficult than fortified weeks are this season. I think that has to do with the difficulty of the boss pool more than anything. The plus side of the dungeon pool in Season 3 is that the timers for the dungeons seem to be pretty forgiving, so even if a group struggles to get one or two of the bosses or trash packs down, they still have a chance to time the keys. I did the majority of my keys this week as arm spec, but did hop into a couple runs as Fury. I've got to say the Annihilator spec that's considered the optimal build right now with the new tier set is a ton of fun, and is not quite as button mash heavy as previous seasons. I'll probably be splitting a little bit of time between this build and my usual favorite arms build, depending on the key going forward. My eye level ended up being at 455 at the end of the week, which was an 8 eye level increase from the start of the week, and I was able to fill up all 3 of my Mythic Plus vault slots. This week's vault contained items that didn't offer quite as difficult of a decision when compared to the last 2 weeks on what to take. Much to my excitement, I opened my vault to find a beautiful hero track weapon, Gorehowl, Might of the Warchief. I also had the option to take an eye level 467 pair of bracers and an eye level 463 cloak, which I wasn't going to consider taking because of my weekly quest reward last week. If I wasn't going to receive a piece of tier out of my vault, a weapon was exactly what I wanted to see, and I'm really happy it ended up being Gorehowl. Not only was it a huge weapon upgrade for me, but this will be my weapon transmog for a long time. I love Garage and Gromhell Scream from a Warcraft lore standpoint, and this high-res model of Gorehowl is gorgeous. This week's affixes are Fortified, Entangling, and Bolstering. I missed out on doing any major runs during the last Fortified week, so I'm looking forward to pushing my score and trying to run some double-digit keys this week. This is also the first go-around for me with Entangling and the new Bolstering, so we'll see how that goes. Naturally, bolstering on a fortified week is going to really put the pressure on how groups handle the trash of the dungeons, specifically the emphasis on getting those nasty priority targets down. Entangling seems like more of an annoyance than anything else, kind of similar to how storming works and how we had to deal with that last week. If you watched to the end of this video, thanks for sticking around. It would mean a lot for me if you'd consider subscribing to the channel, as it helps me out a lot as a creator. If you'd like to run some keys sometime, let me know in the comments. Until next time, I wish you all great luck with your upcoming week in Dragonflight Season 3, and I'll see you again soon.